porn, but I mean, they say it's really violent and really degrading and all that, but I don't think that, you know, men start becoming perverts because they watch porn. I think they watch that kind of porn because they are like that. I don't think a normal man would get off on seeing a woman beaten up. I mean, a guy who doesn't have this to begin with, you know, what I'm not expressing myself clear, but I think you get what I'm trying to say.
Well, you're making it. I was gonna say you're making it like very clear. And like one of the videos that I didn't like really like that he said, and it was just last week. He was talking about beauty, and he was walking around and outside, and he was talking about, you know, like sheeps and like how beautiful they are and this and that, and saying that, you know, he's been schooled in, you know, aesthetics, and that, you know, he has a different understanding than other people do on what beauty is. And he was basically talking about his preference or his perception of what beauty is. I mean, there's people that like are architects or machinists or in different fields and different concentrations that he is rather, that, you know, see different beauty in different things than he does. And he sees art being, you know, basically a painting. But if you ask him, you know, well, what do you think about this, you know, this microchip? He'll be like, oh, well, it's just a microchip. Well, there's different people that have a perception about a microchip that say, hey, holy God, this is a beautiful piece of machinery that's been, you know, architectured by different people, or, you know, a sculpture, or you know, it just doesn't have to be a drawing or somebody that stands on stage and does certain things. I mean, music, I think every one of us has music that touches us in different ways, and I think that is art, and that it touches us in different ways, and we all find it beautiful in different ways. He's very myopic when it comes to, you know, what beauty is, and, you know, that I have a difference of opinion on what his, you know, opinion on what beauty is and what I think most other people's are.
Stop that, man. Stop it. Stop it. I was rubbing. I was doing that before, actually. I was rubbing before, and nothing was happening at all. Oh, you fucker. You bastard. You're not playing fair. You're not playing Stickam fair. Stickam foul. Stickam foul. Foul. No. No. No.
You like the one with the blonde curly hair? That's
no, I like, yes. I like what she's brought up. I think that, you know, we women, we represent what men want to see. I mean, if men don't have the accessibility to what we're offering, we can offer it online. Is that right or is that wrong? I don't necessarily think, you know, I think, look, you fucking retard.
Keep going, it's good, it's good. I swear it's good.
I think that, you know, if we're fulfilling a role within ourselves that fulfills a role within a male, stick 'em off. Why is that grin off your face, man? I don't know. I don't think it's wrong if there's mutual fulfillment going on. I think where there is.
Yeah, if there's
no, I understand what she's trying to say.
There's $500 getting exchanged, right? And you know, there's the fulfillment is merely a monetary exchange that she's capitalizing on, exploiting some old fart's horniness, you know, for money. That's okay. And if he's exploiting her because she's purchasable, that's okay. I mean, to me, that's not a winning circumstance. That's just the definition of a fail circumstance. It's pitiful, sad, depressing circumstance.
Well, I mean, let's not transfuse the concept of consent and exploitation. Use the concept of consent and exploitation.
I disagree. I mean, if you want to sell it, and it fulfills a need in yourself and in the other, what's stop it, you fucktard. What's the problem? What's the problem? You know, I mean, you know, maybe you like attention. Maybe you don't. Maybe you like attention. Maybe somebody else needs attention. Cancels one another out, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, like I said, it's not the context of the discussion, but fine. So it's okay if like a country like Germany imports 60% of its hookers from some poor country where women don't have a lot of options.
But that's not her argument,
and
Gary.
then they sell themselves. Well, excuse me, what?
That is not her argument. I mean, you're really misrepresenting what she said. She's not talking about...
Well, I'm just saying, how do you do one without doing the other is the argument. You can't, you know,
We
in
have
an
to
ideal
find a
world,
way.
I'm not for legal, criminalizing prostitution. I'm just arguing that this is not a win. It's not a beautiful fucking thing. It is not a beautiful fucking thing.
No, it's a beautiful thing if there's mutual satisfaction.
Oh, right. A mutual satisfaction for money, okay? So we're talking about what? Some $1,000 a night hooker or $500 a night hooker who's only sleeping with rather, you know, with Hollywood. Yeah, she's got the Hollywood list. So Brad Pitt shows up and all the really good guys show up to fuck her. There's no dirty, stinking guy who's got a 50% chance of having AIDS, right? No, it's all this wonderful, charming shit.
It is that way with the black market.
Well, I don't know. What do you mean? Is this that way with the black market? The black market's the street. It's not that way on the street. On the street, 15-year-old girls are selling themselves.
It's mutual.
You're, oh my god, dude.
I took care of that. Batman has offended the Joker properly.
But I think there's a difference between like the morality of prostitution and the legality of prostitution. I think that's where the clash is in this argument. Is people are talking on the one hand about the morality and how terrible it is, and on the other hand, the legality, which I think is a totally different situation. I don't know.
Well, there's facets to it is the problem, and you can't separate them. One connects to the other. You can't have one without dragging the other crap with it. So in some ideal world, like I said, if they were called sex surrogates or sex therapists, and the idea was that you know, create a mechanism where lonely people could be less lonely in some sort of environment that was, you know, where women weren't making some sort of degrading choice, where they were just, you know, putting on their hooker suit and standing in the street and taking on all comers. Well, then, yeah, there's an argument here, but I don't think there's an argument for any dignity in this, you know, let's exploit each other shit, because to me it's exploitation on both sides.
I mean, and my whole point is too is that presupposes that everybody's aesthetics are the same. I mean, you know, obviously everybody likes to, you know, as far as being a male, I imagine that most guys just want to go out sometimes and just get laid. But when it comes to, like, you know, kind of I won't even want to get to an emotional level, but there's sometimes where you meet somebody that actually on an intellectual level you're like, wow, she's very attractive, not even because of the way she looks, and she could be a good-looking woman as well. But there's that thing that, wow, you know, that's somebody I could sit down and have a conversation with, have a drink with, and sit there and have a conversation with. And those are the girls that are keepers, not the ones that you can just go out and, you know, throw your wang in and call it a night.
I know, but just imagine how many women are playing men for that very thing, too. Like how many strippers, or how many other people, and they got these clients that come back every week, and they give them the wink and the nod, and they give them a little taste of it, just to keep them coming back and keep them spending their money because this is the only friend they have in the world, and this friend isn't really their fucking friend.
But aren't we already doing that anyway? Don't we already have a class system between the haves and the have-nots, the people who can have sex and the people who cannot have sex? And doesn't
right, well, I'm saying you don't make it better, you're not going to fix it by making it worse. So that's my only argument. You're not going to fix it by making it worse.
But by
yeah, but nobody wants to make it worse. Who the hell wants to make it worse?
Well, I'm just saying, throwing one more big giant pile of exploitation on that pile, that to me is not making it better, it's making it worse. And I'm just saying legalizing prostitution is just going to make it worse. I mean, symbolically, it makes it worse. And as a practical matter, I think it's just going to make it worse, because if you regulate one set of prostitution, you will drive people to the black market. because the regulated prostitution will be too expensive. So it's going